We're live. So, hello everybody. This is our session 0 for Tales of the Valiant, which is a new system being made by Kobold Press. We have 3 of our 5 players with here tonight. The other 2 had some emergencies and stuff come up, but we're gonna try to meet some of these players, try to figure out how everybody is going to be going on this mission, how everybody knows each other or is going to wind up seeing each other, and then next week we'll start playing and getting into the action. So one of the neat things I thought was kind of different about this system. Did you guys see about the luck system that you guys have and everything, where you kind of fail forward a little bit, is what I'll call it. When you fail a roll, you get 1 luck point. When you if you get up to 6 luck points, you roll a d4 and you fall back to that amount. So they kind of promote you to use them, but anytime you want to, you can use luck points to add to your roll. So say you have 2 luck points, you can be like, I'm going to use 2 luck points and add 2 to that roll. Or you can use 3 luck points and just totally give yourself a reroll also. So I think that's pretty neat, but they do that in place of the system in 5e where the DM can hand out rerolls. What's that called? My mind's blanking now.
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Uh-oh.
It's not going.
Not gonna work.
It's not. We were fine the whole time just when we were talking, and then we go live and
Every
Nobody wanted to see
there he
me
is.
there he
There
is.
we go.
Perfect. Kate, why are you always blurry? But anyway,
I'm a man of mystery.
so we can so why don't we go around, you guys can say about who your character. Oh, and actually I still have never changed JD's name, so I'll have to change that too. I just put in a bunch of placeholder names on the stream and never changed JD's. So why don't you guys go around and introduce your characters? Does anybody want to start, or do you guys want me to pick someone?
I can start.
Okay, Jenna's excited about her character. So Jenna, why don't you tell us who you're playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, my name is Jenna. I'm one of the co-founders of Fem Gamer Party. So I stream a whole bunch of different types of games. And I'm a game dev. I've created 2 games of my own. So I'm around. For this campaign, I am going to be playing Veruca Ilihana. She is well, it's kind of complicated. So we're elves, but like we're not really elves. She's going to be playing Sidarian, is how you pronounce it, I think, or maybe Sidarian. I don't know.
I think Sidarian.
It looks like it would be Sidarian. Anyway, mechanist. So I'm an angel with a big wrench. I will also introduce my brother, who is not here. Kevin is going to be playing my brother, Warwick Ilihana, and he is a devil cleric. He does not have a big wrench, but he can borrow mine if he wants to. We're best buds, partners in crime, and partners in chaos. So I'm really looking forward to get into some sibling nonsense with him.
Yes, that's really going to be fun. I want to see how that really pans out.
I'm really excited to figure out exactly how you have a devil and an angel from the same.
He and I have talked about our backstories a little bit, so later if we want to get into that, we totally can. But I'm for now, why don't I pass it off to you, Cade?
So I am Cade Grantham. I am a community interactive streamer, variety streamer, playing a lot of Jackbox games, Marbles on Stream, Nitro Stream Racing, things that our community can do together while we chit-chat, harass each other, poke fun of each other, ask a lot of trivia questions, and have a great time doing it all. So I am playing the most lowly dwarven wizard named Norin Breck. So he comes from a fairly large dwarven family, but he is a recent graduate of the arcane schools, and he is definitely ready to prove himself in the world, make a name for himself, and he's also really trying to find this last, or not last, but this relic that the school has sent him to find as his final test before he really becomes a full-fledged wizard. He's young. He's young and healthy and ready to go forward. So that's Norin.
And JD, who are we gonna be today?
I am going to be playing Tengu, the Kinku rogue outcast who travels from city to city, just looking for jobs to do and maybe some things to steal every once in a while.
Stuff to steal.
So I have not read all of the playbooks and all of the extensive things for Tales of the Valiant. Is Kenku the same as it is for D&D, where you just are copying people and not actually speaking, or is it more just like a Aarakocra?
See, and that's the thing. In Tales of the Valiant, Kenku hasn't come out yet. It's not in there. But, because this is a 5e adjacent, we're going to use the Kenku rules from 5e and just port it right into this to see how easily adaptable everything is.
Gotcha.
So they say everything is just one for one, so we're just going to port it in, and if we find stuff that's either overpowered, underpowered, we can adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
So then are you playing with the curse, or?
No, it's just, for the Kenku, it's just mostly that they are able to copy basically anything. So they can copy items as long as they have the right materials. They can copy the same items, but they also can copy anyone's speech. And then, what else was there? So hard to read some stuff.
And there is tons. There's so much lore for everything.
There is.
Yeah. Kenku recall. So basically they have such good memories. Like their whole thing is memory. So they can recall pretty much anything. Like just off the top of their head.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah. I would never be able to play a character like that just because
I had to choose a character that actually forced me to think.
Yeah.
Usually I just kind of become an arrogant person and they just kind of push all the NPCs, maybe become friends with the other PCs because of, circumstance, and that's about it.
Right. So now that we've met the three characters here, there is going to be two other ones. There is a do they call it Beastkin or Beast Folk, which is he's based off of Rhino. He's going to be a fighter in the group 2, and there will be, as Jenna mentioned, the other how do you say it? Siderin?
I'm going with Sidarian.
Sidarian, okay.
Unless someone tells me otherwise.
And he's going to be a cleric too, so we'll have a nice healthy mix across the party and everything, and we'll see how this plays out for them. Getting to starting the short mission campaign, however you want to call it. It's starting with a person giving you guys a call to action, saying that her Solderon, which is a small mech kind of machine partner, had gone missing following a delivery, and he sent you to a town of mushroom people, and you had to pass through another smaller hamlet village to get to this town of mushroom people. So the action will start going to this when you get to the human town first. I'm saying human town a little loosely. There's going to be humans, halflings, gnomes, everything there. So how do you think you would have heard? I know I talked to Kate a little bit before about this, and he was saying he might have found notes on a message board, or I don't know if you guys thought you might run into her in a tavern, and you guys, she could have hired out everybody separately. So I didn't know if Jen, if you guys were going, just you and your brother were there, and she might have hired out 3 or 4 different groups of people to do this, and you guys meeting up and figure out while you're there that you're all on the same mission. Or if you guys want to be in a little bit of a competition and hey, us 2 versus those 3, we're all trying to do the same thing, but we want to get the money first and make sure we rescue the. So I don't know how you guys want to play this, but how do you think you would have, what would have motivated your character to take on this mission?
So, okay, let me back up a little bit and just give some quick backstory on Warwick and Veruca.
Yes.
You asked, like, how can you be an angel and a devil and your brother and sister? So in Tales of the Valiant, I can never remember the lineage heritage.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to the vocabulary. I think it's really cool, but I get it all mixed up. But
Same.
basically, it's very similar to how ASMR and Tiefling is in D&D, where if you have some like celestial bond or some sort of like plane touched something in your lineage, like maybe one of your parents made a deal or whatever, you can end up with 2 humans, have a baby, and the baby is a tiefling. So that's sort of what happened with us and our parents. Our whole family's elves. Warwick is my older brother, and he is demonic touched, and that was like not great for him. The family didn't really care for that, and he was a little bit of the black sheep. And then I am the younger sister. We're, I think, like 10 years apart, but in elven years, that's like nothing, right? We're about 10 years apart, and then I sort of like am the golden child. Like, the family loves me, everything's great. I literally have a little halo, celestial touched, same thing, just different plane. But
so what you're saying is that somewhere back in your family history, your great grandma slept with a demon, and then your grandma slept with an angel, and that's how
not
whole bloodlines got mixed.
Not necessarily that. It could be that someone made a pact. It could be that someone was blessed. Could be a bunch of things.
Could be.
Yeah. Could be someone had a wild night.
Yeah, you never know.
But anyway, because the family is not really about Warwick, he sort of like went off, and now I think this cleric thing is him like trying to like prove his worth sort of deal. So he's sort of a worrisome, sort of hides in the shadows a little bit of a character. And Veruca is like the really energetic, yeah, let's go do it, younger sister, and we are inseparable, and he's my best friend, and I'll absolutely fight you if you try and say anything bad about him. So I think probably for us, because he's a cleric and he's trying to like do the right thing and sort of like atone, he didn't do anything wrong, but
right.
Probably someone came to whatever temple he was working at and was like, hey, we've got to save some people. We might need a healer. Do you have anyone who can help? And then when he was put on the job, I was like, I'm going with you. You can't stop me.
Perfect. So, with that being said, how do you think Veruca and Warwick, would they have been with a group of friends and picked this up in a tavern, or?
Probably. Veruca is definitely the kind of person. She's very
seems like outgoing.
Very outgoing. She's definitely the kind of person that's going to make friends whether you want to or not.
Okay.
So I think we might have started as rival groups and then hit the tavern, and then she was like, "Hey, this is where we're going. Where are you going?" And then someone was like, "Oh, we're going to the same place. We must be rivals." And she's like, "Or buddies, adventure buddies." And Warwick is just like, "Yeah, she does this all the time. You just get used to it."
So,
So-
see, I
Sounds
feel like Norin would. I mean, he's been sent out on this quest to find this relic for the dwarves to really prove his worth as a wizard, and I feel like he knew that to go to this general vicinity,
Okay.
but he doesn't know anyone. He's going to look for help. He's going to start asking questions about this relic and maybe see if somebody will let him, or see if he can gather a group or tag along with another group. Because
Do you think he might have been in a tavern asking around, trying to get information, and then overheard this big, loud, obnoxious machinist that was saying "adventure buddies" at the next table over, and you were like, "Adventure buddies? Are you looking for?"
He very well could have heard that while he was sitting there contemplating life's mysteries while savoring his ale. By the way, this ale in this tavern, it's not as good as the regular dwarven ale that he's used to. So, yeah, he very well could have heard the adventure buddies.
Oh gosh, that's what her voice is going to sound like now. Hey everybody, what are we going to do? I'm Nick Mouse.
Why does it always turn into shenanigans?
Because of who you invite on your stream.
Yeah,
Facts.
you brought this on yourself, buddy.
Always. And JD, how would you have heard?
I feel like Teo would be in the tavern just listening to everything, and
Okay.
he would hear the adventure buddy and literally would scream it out the same way.
Oh,
Using the same voice to just scream out adventure
I
buddy.
didn't even think of that being a Kenku. Wow.
So he turned around and be like, "See, this guy gets it."
Oh my gosh.
Does that mean you're gonna do impersonations of us the whole time?
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes, he is.
I will try. I've done voices once and I lost my voice for 2 weeks.
Perfect.
That's very fair.
So everybody's gonna have to scream everything as loud as they can to make him scream everything too.
Just everybody gets a different voice. Like one person's got some down home country accent, and then someone
Oh
else
my
is going to be like
God.
totally Valley Girl from California, and then like someone else can be British, and so like we'll just do it all, and you'll have to keep track.
Yes. Well,
Warwick,
wait, Kevin.
Girl, in case you're
Yeah,
wondering.
Kevin's got to make his voice really deep.
Oh my god.
Sound like Bane. You are
Yes.
born in the darkness.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So then it sounds like your Kenku wasn't even offered the job. You were just like, a job?
Yeah.
Basically.
He offered himself the job when he overheard.
So apparently
okay. I like it.
I'm being threatened that I should not try a British accent.
No, you should.
So
Oh my god, no.
Cheerio, pip pip, say goodbye to your accent.
oh.
I have done
Yes.
a bunch of, well, I guess not a bunch. I've done some country accents recently, so I'm probably just gonna do my regular voice, but more high energy, up tempo, excited.
Yeah. I will be trying to do as many different voices as I can for all the NPCs, so we will try to make this entertaining.
Yeah, you're just everybody else.
Exactly. So, hopefully there's not too many everybody else's, and you guys just all mesh well and steal the show.
Well, I will do my best.
Uh-oh, this is a lot of time on voice selection. I hope they go shopping soon, is what the chat is saying.
Oh my god!
Well, we have to go. You can't fight crime if you ain't cute. We have to go shopping.
Of course.
So how D&D adjacent is this? It is 100% compatible.
It is. And
pretty much all the things that you see in Tales of the Valiant, the vocabulary, except for the lineage heritage thing, is all the same. So when you're reading through the Tales of the Valiant book, you know what it is that you're reading.
Yep.
So that's nice.
Yeah, and there's, if you read through it word for word, I actually did read through. I saw you talk about it earlier today or yesterday about. I usually don't read word for word the whole core rule book. Just get the general vibe. I saw Jenna talking about that. Get the vibe and kind of wing it from there. But I actually did because I know D&D pretty well. So I read through, and if you look, there is actually a bunch of small, tiny, minute changes, but it's not going to really affect day-to-day gameplay. Yeah, I can't even think off the top of my head what any of them were, but the big one is the luck system replacing inspiration. That's the word I was looking for before. The inspiration system where DMs can give out inspiration to grant rerolls. They did away with that, introduced luck, and then they also introduced a kind of a doom system where DMs can get the doom points, and they can use the doom points to basically inflict disadvantage onto you. So,
I do not approve.
Yeah, same.
I think it's going to be fun.
It will be. It will be. And trust me, I'm here for everybody to have a good time. And the way I look at these, all tabletop RPGs, I look at them as collaborative storytelling. It's not me versus you. It's not players versus this. It's collaborative storytelling to everybody have a good time, tell a story, and let us know what your characters do over the few episodes we have to tell their story.
My question is, how long have we known each other? And do we have any like quirks or anything that we would know?
I mean,
about?
you just met me in the tavern.
Yes,
yeah,
you
but
just
like,
met.
Are we in the what I'm asking is like, are we in the tavern right now, or is that like, okay, we met in the tavern and then we like flash forward and we're on our way and it's been a week, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and how long do you guys think your characters would you want your characters to know each other? Do you guys want to say you've known each other for 10 minutes and you're going on this adventure, or do you want to say we had a week of prep to kind of get ready, and none of this has to be set in stone? So
I mean, I feel like we just met, we talked about the job. We'd probably want, at least a good 2 to 3 days to get ready.
right, secure your materials. I know Cade's definitely going to want to make sure he has all his spell components, all that stuff.
Exactly.
So he's going to have to go out to the field and pick dandelions and, go down to the stream and get the skin of newt and all that fun stuff.
Well, I just thought I'd order those from the mail order service and just have them delivered to my room via Owl. But, I mean, if that's not going to be acceptable in this world, I'll go pick them, I guess.
I don't know. JD might be offended. That could be his second cousin. But Nell's got to make a living somehow. So
yeah, I would say at least a few days of kind of hanging out at the inn and seeing each other. Maybe
we'll say 4 days. You guys all meet. This Kailana, she's in the inn and trying to recruit people, and we get a group of 5 together, and she says in 4 days, head out in 4 days, and we'll say that there's a really bad storm in the town, not letting anybody pass, but it'll let up in 4 days, and that's when you guys are going to leave.
Do you know what phase of the moon is at the current time? I mean, are we is it a good omen? Is it a bad omen? What is the phase of the moon?
We'll say when you leave, it is the day before full moon. We'll make it interesting.
Okay. day before a full moon.
Yes, so you'll be getting a full moon here soon, in case anything interesting happens there. And yeah, we'll have to see. Does that affect any of your spell decisions?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Kate already has his whole like level 1 through 20 plan.
Don't give away all my secrets just yet. All right, so we've got the phase of the moon.
Yes.
What time of year is it? Is it cold? Is it spring?
It is actually starting to get cold. It is about, if in our world it would be comparable to, we'll say, September, like right where we are right now. It's starting to cool off. You know, the harvests are ready to come in. So you might, if as you guys are leaving town to go out to this small hamlet and get and see this mushroom village or the mushroom colony, you guys will probably see some fields being tilled and harvested, and yeah. So it's going to be the fall season, we'll call it, which, you know, around here they probably call it the harvest season.
That's fair.
I see Kate's trying to find all the hard questions for me to
I'm just trying to make
answer.
sure that I fully understand this world.
Okay.
I need to feel like I am a part of this world.
You are a part of this world. You hear the birds are chirping, you know, but the nests are mostly empty right now. You know, you see some of the small birds flying around.
What is the general smell of the inn?
The inn? Well,
Yeah.
you see, this inn, it's
Is this a high quality establishment?
It's run by a human, and he tries, but he's an old adventurer, and food was never his forte, so it probably smells of burnt bread and cheap ale, and that's why you're dwarven. You're just like, it's all they have. I have to drink it, but it just doesn't remind you of home.
Yeah, my taste buds are sorely disappointed.
Yes.
Oh, so you're that kind of wizard.
That kind of wizard?
An uppity. It's not as good as it was back home.
You know, I guess we'll find out exactly what kind of wizard I am.
Oh no. Okay. So you're actually a warlock. Got it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So is there a particular, like, what is this world like?
That's what I was asked too.
Yeah, what
Yes.
As a wizard, I want to know, how is magic looked upon in this world?
Magic is very common in this world. Actually, there is we'll say, a king to this world. It is a fairly large island, is the known expanse of the world. We'll say it's probably, in our world, about the size of Australia, something like that. So, you know, hundreds of miles across, pretty big size, this kingdom world area. There's a figurehead king, but most decrees come down. He has a council of mages under him with 5 head mages. Magic is very common in this world. It is very known, but there is so towns have, you know, measures to take action against you if need be. But, you know, I don't think at level 1 you're going to be going around on a rampage or anything like that. So, but
probably not.
But you get to level 10 and you could probably, yeah. Well, you know what you can do at level 10, so.
And everything in one shot.
Exactly, yes. Magic is definitely, you know, smiled upon. You know, it's not much to go to the corner of the street and see a guy there performing with, you know, I'll say thaumaturgy like D&D or whatever. Yeah, and was it prestidigitation? I always love making my group say those words because they always fumble on them and can never say it. It's like, what? I'm casting that P spell. Which one? I don't know what you're talking about. So
I'm not going to be run out of town for casting magic in town or wherever
nope.
I'm at.
No,
Okay.
no. They'll yes, because what you would imagine being, like a street performer making balloon dogs and stuff, that now in this, there's going to be a guy there with prestidigitation to make you a holographic dog that you can carry for 2 or 3 minutes with you before it disappears. The magic disappears and stuff. So yes, it's very, very common. Most of it's friendly stuff that you see in town to those parlor tricks and stuff like that. So, but yeah. Yeah,
I mean, if
very.
you're a really good wizard, you start mixing some dancing lights with prestidigitation.
Exactly.
You've all of a sudden got a great rave happening.
Yes. So apparently we need to go to like Norin's room at like 2 a.m. and
Wizard rave.
yes. Yeah. And apparently he might have like a little Kenku in there, like chirping out the bass line and
So what is the technology level in this world? Being a mechanist, that's kind of important to me. Are we talking about like steampunk planes and trains, or are we talking like wood carriages? Like what's happening here?
It would definitely be wood carriages. I don't think there would we could definitely have some steampunk elements. I don't think there's like major trains or anything like that. There's majority wooden carriages, but I mean definitely there could be airships, steampunk kind of airship kind of things like that. There might be some odd steampunk carts that aren't everything is horse-drawn wagons and everything, but it's not unheard of for a few, different mechanists to get together and, make a steam-powered vehicle and everything like that. I say steam-powered, it's what is yours? Magic-powered and everything, however you want to say it, but
no, it really is the mechanist. Well, there is a subclass that uses magic, but the mechanist really does like create things. The only magical aspect to it is that I have a shard of creation that can turn into any tool that I want, and that is actually my big giant wrench. Is my shard of creation.
okay, yeah, because then you get like the little powers that you can just add to stuff, right?
Yep, I get augments that are
Augments,
basically just for shenaniganizing. Like they're
Yes.
not. You can use them in combat, but they don't seem like they're made for combat. They seem like they're made for
A
trolling.
lot more utility trolling. If you want to say,
that's me.
Yes.
I'm a utility troll.
Yes. That sounds perfect. Ain't no rave like a warlock rave, because a warlock rave isn't constrained by the laws of time and space.
Obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So, is there any other big questions? JD, do you have any questions about this world? How many pockets does the average person have that you can pick? Or...
I mean, I think more of like Tengu is more like he'll pick a pocket, but only if they look wealthy.
Does he have like a Robin Hood kind of vibe? Take from the rich and give to himself?
Take from the rich and use it to help himself, which might help others.
Okay.
So this is a semi-moral Kinku.
Semi-moral.
Okay.
What
you have to go? Do you have to go for I thought I heard your baby. I'm sorry.
You did. My husband is feeding her upstairs.
Okay.
That noise, it means that she's throwing blueberries on the ground.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, is there anything that you, Brett, are hoping for this game?
Me, everybody to have a good time. That's really I want to see how this plays on the back end of, if it's just like D&D, which everything is pointing to being just like D&D. And then having a good time seeing how everybody plays this story out, because there's so many different possibilities. And yes, the final encounter, there is like 100 different ways it can go, and every encounter, there's just so many different ways that everything can go. I just want to see how. I think we have a good group together that will definitely make it fun to see how everything goes.
And then just general, like, I haven't played with y'all before. I've definitely played with Kevin, obviously, but not y'all. So like, what kind of let's talk about like play styles and stuff. What kind of how do y'all normally, like, I tend to be very heavy RP, and I like to solve problems out of combat.
Right.
Is personally how I do things. I really like things like puzzles and other sort of challenges besides combat. I know obviously this is a very combat focused game, and a lot of your powers and abilities are combat focused, so obviously there's going to be some of that too, but normally when I play, it's not all combat. So
yes.
that's
And in this setting, basically pretty much every encounter has combat and non-combat options. So yeah, I mean, there is a couple that have to be combat, but not many. And yeah, and combat is never forced. Running is always an option. You don't always have to, if there's a combat thing, like I'll say it, one of the things it says in the very beginning, when you get to the hamlet, you guys will find out you're going to be quote unquote ambushed. You don't have to just run in and fight them. You guys can run for cover, try to hide, all that kind of stuff. There's never 100% you have to draw swords, draw big wrenches, and club people in the head.
Look,
but
my dwarf has short, stubby legs. He's a bit of a stout fellow. He does not want to run very often.
That's true.
Seems to be against his religion, kind of.
Yeah, and my Keiku is a little close combat style.
Right.
So he doesn't have a long range attack. It's all close combat.
So we send in the Kinku as a sacrifice while the rest of us run?
Yes.
Wow. So what is this, Thanksgiving?
Well, and there's going to be the Rhino fighter is going to be there too. So yeah, send the two of them in to just kind of grapple everybody, tie them up, and run away then.
Or to slice a few people.
Yes.
All right, so I'm trying to think. Magic-friendly world.
Yes.
Horse and carriage type time frame.
Yep.
We're going to begin in a hamlet and possibly in an inn. Starting to get cool. What else do we need to know about this world?
What's the annual precipitation amount?
That is valuable, because if that road is muddy, I'm going to need something to carry me.
We have a rhino.
I don't particularly like to step in the mud. So I don't know what Norin likes, but I don't.
And remember, it was just raining. You guys said it was just raining for 4 days. That's why you didn't leave right away. You made this muddy trail, Cade. This is on you.
Not me. I just said 4 days. I wanted 4 days of sunshine to go pick dandelions down by the riverbank.
Well, now you pick wet dandelions.
Yes.
That just means some of the trees are a little more saggy because of all the rain on them. That just leaves more hidey holes.
Yeah. And the willow leaves, you can get those easier because they're all droopy and wet.
Get your switch for the next person you want to fight.
So I will go ahead and make this comment that I have an arcane focus. I don't actually need a lot of components.
Okay.
There are a few that I do need.
Right. The named ones or whatever, but yeah. Pretty much mostly, yeah. You just use your focus and
yeah. I do have one particular spell. I'm going to need some bits of string. So
Alarm.
you might. What was that?
Alarm.
Unseen servant. Yeah. Gonna need some string and I think some sticks, little tiny sticks. But yeah.
Unseen servant. That will definitely come in handy, especially getting out of combat.
Well, it's a ritual, so it takes time
Right.
to cast.
After the fighter and the rogue take a beating. Well, we're
Yeah.
done.
Start casting. Okay, in 10 rounds, I'll get to you.
So one thing I'm interested in as far as this game goes is the Mechanist. I'm in the Kobold Press Discord, and in the Mechanist kind of back and forth, there does seem to be a little bit of, none of us really know for sure if the Mechanist is supposed to be a martial class or if it's supposed to be a support class. It seems like the Metallurgist. So there's two
Subclasses. The Metallurgist and the Magic Creator or whatever that
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going Metallurgist. It seems like it's supposed to be martial class is what
Right.
it's leaning towards, but it doesn't quite have all the same amenities as a normal martial class. So that'll also be kind of interesting to see how this plays out, because I would like to be more of a support character, sort of more like how a bard is or how a cleric is, where I'm like, augmenting you guys during fights and giving you guys buffs and fixing up your armor and stuff like that. Like that's kind of how I want to play the character. But nobody looking through this playtest is really sure if that's how it's going to end up being yet, or if it's going to be much more like a fighter, like a tanky sort of thing. So that'll be something to look out for. Is the mechanics of this character might not work the way I think that they do, so I might need to have to pivot partway through as
Yeah.
but we'll see.
For sure. Yeah. Just like Kate was saying about that Unseen Servant, the ritual casting, I want to see how some of the new spells work too, because they divided spells, and so some of them are cast as rituals, but they have like a 1 minute or 10-minute casting time on some of them, and so you're not going to cast them in combat and stuff. You're going to kind of cast them out of combat, but then you have some of your spells that just have your regular one action and bonus action casting time. So I want to see how those go too, for sure.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting.
Definitely will. Yes.
Looking over y'all's characters, because I really haven't looked at too many of the other playbooks. Does it feel like it's about the same as what you were expecting?
For Rogue, it's about the same as D&D would be. They're almost pretty similar compared to, like, there might be one or two changes, but nothing.
Yeah, the big thing is the subclasses not coming in until level 3 seems to be the biggest thing on everybody's change.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I read through all the playbooks that one of you guys picked and everything. I read through them too, just to kind of get a feel for all the players too.
Yeah, the wizard is really similar, including the spells.
Yes.
That biggest change was that things have been split into a regular spell versus a ritual. So things that you can instantaneously cast versus sit down and wait a minute to 10 minutes to cast. They are counted separately for your spell book.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, like each level you know so many spells, and then you know so many ritual spells. So that took me a little bit of adjustment to try and figure out in the playbook, like, okay, where is this at? What is this doing? But everything else looks really similar. I do feel like some of the heritage seemed to be really beneficial, at least in my side of things, providing an extra cantrip for something that wasn't even a heritage that isn't particularly useful for a wizard. It provided me another cantrip, a utility cantrip. So there are things like that that were changed a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about my character just yet. But
That's
yeah, there was some of the backgrounds, the heritage, the lineage. They had some good changes for the wizard in terms of providing more utility early on. But I don't, again, getting that subclass at level 3 pushed a big chunk out. So
Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me though, because having some of your people get really cool stuff early and having some of your people in the party have to wait does feel a little like
yeah.
mission, I guess.
Yeah. And the other thing, if you'll see us. I know I probably will be intermixing the words in Tales of the Valiant. They changed. It's not spell levels; it's spell rings now.
Spell rings.
Yeah. So if I say a first level spell, I mean a first ring spell, and
Yeah.
same. Just get used to the vernacular.
I feel like that's really smart though, because how many people the first time you played D&D you were like, what do you mean I don't get third level spells? I'm a third level druid.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm level 3. This is a third level spell. Why can't I cast it?
Yes, give me my fireball.
That's dumb and confusing. So this is better.
Yes. Yeah, just give it a yes. So that way, this is level, which is your character. This is rings, which is your spells. This is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to create a full Word document of like 5 pages long of my spells, basically my spell book, but also had to list out like the features and traits to include all of the abilities. That's always been my biggest frustration is, you get all these spell sheets and you've got these backgrounds and lineage and heritage and whatever, but you don't have anywhere to put on your spell sheet what features you're actually getting and how it's useful.
Yeah.
So I copied everything out of the player handbook, pasted it into a Word document, created my spell book. So I've got everything right here ready to access and to keep myself refreshed on it all.
And that's on top of the 37-page backstory he sent me. So I'm still waiting for yours, JD.
His backstory is
pages.
burned with knife.
Literally.
He's gonna be like,
that's actually a good one.
Size 200 font and bird with knife. Okay, I'm at 20 pages. We're done.
That is the most. That's like the most simple way to do it. Is bird with knife.
Stab.
That's kind of what I'm doing with Veruca. Is I'm a little bit like, okay, I would like to cast Bunk. At what level are we now? Yes.
Yes.
Sad part is, Brett, that I don't even remember part of the backstory that I shared with you on that call.
That's fine.
I wrote some of it down, but I don't remember everything that we talked about. So
that's fine.
I'll have to make it up as I go.
It wasn't really 32 pages, was it?
No.
No, I think it was only 31.
Oh, that's fine then.
Single space.
It's not even 3 full paragraphs. We just had a very lengthy conversation about it, and I kept adding to it as we were talking and figuring things out, and then I forgot them all. So
that's how it goes.
That is usually how I come up with like my backstories, but then it's like when I send it to the DM or GMs and stuff, it's always bulletin points. That's it. And it's like like a small section that couldn't even fit in a paragraph. It's like, boom, done. No, you don't need to know anymore. That's all you need.
Based almost fully on vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's same here.
And then it's like, oh, I might say something while role-playing that might, add to that. Or you might come up with something as the DM, and I just change everything. I don't care.
I know. I need to come up with a few more specifics for some of my backstory, like parents' names and family names and
You're not going to get any of that from me, and we literally have family as part of our character. That's going to be all Kevin's problem. I just don't do stuff like that. Look, okay.
I'm gonna make every NPC target Jenna and be like, "What was your parents' name again?" And
It's going to be a different name every time. Let me tell you what happens when I run a game and have to make things up.
you're the golden child. You didn't have to remember your parents' names.
Exactly. With mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy.
I had a dragonborn NPC whose name turned into Dargan Bjorn. And I had a gnome NPC whose name was Jerome Gnome Over, and he had to come over. Like, this is how I do things. So, like, if you're like, what was your dad's name? Bob. The elf. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
So are we on like a large continent? Are we on an island? Are we?
It's on a large island that is the entire kingdom, and that is the entire world as far as everybody on the island knows.
Oh,
so there might be more out and everything, but there's not really. There's ships that go from one side, they'll sail around, go to the other side, but there's not really a whole lot
Attack on Titan at this point.
Exploring outside of the world that is known.
So we're basically like England, just taken away from the rest of the world.
Well,
Yes.
he said it was like Australia.
Yeah, on a
Right.
much larger scale, Australia.
Okay, Australia.
Yeah. Basically,
Yes.
Attack on Titan if you get into any like fiction.
Yes. Why are you gonna start exploration company up?
Maybe.
It could be.
I mean, a guy's got to make a living.
When you hear that relic you're looking for was stolen by a kraken.
Look, I will go become the king under the sea to get that relic back from that kraken.
Which, if you want to become the king under the sea, I know the perfect game you could play.
Oh gosh.
no.
Jenna?
Well, you know, I do have some under the sea games. That is true. That is true.
She has
Do you
made a
have
game
to
called
see-
Siren Squad about mermaids, and
Do you have to sing Under the Sea while you play?
You do not, but you do get extra points if you do. Yeah, Siren Squad is a game where you play Rainbow Mermaid secret agents and you save the day with the power of teamwork and friendship.
Oh my gosh, yes!
But
See?
it's based on like nostalgic 90s cartoons. So I'm currently writing an SRD so you can port it into any group-based thing. So like rather than being Mermaid Secret Agents, you could be like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or
Look,
Street Sharks or
Moonlight-
Powerpuff Girls or like any
Moonlight Sparkle Fin
Yes.
needs to be in this game. All I'm saying.
Look, if you want to be on Fem Gamer Party and play in my mermaid game, you are welcome.
I would have so much fun.
I am the basis for an actual mermaid from TTRPG on the Dat Network. One of their sessions.
perfect. But I think we have most of our questions wrapped up for today. Does anybody else have any big questions that they wanted to ask or anything else they wanted to get into in our session 0 before we...
Yes, we have one last very important thing, and that is we need to make up something absolutely ridiculous so that we can troll Kevin and Brian with it.
Uh-oh.
Who is the big bad evil guy of this campaign?
Yeah, so we need to come up with something and be like, yo, you didn't miss much. Here's the lowdown. And by the way, we're all clowns in a circus or something like that.
If the big bad evil guy is Charlie looking for Candy Mountain, like
It's a Leopuridon.
Is that who you're looking for, Charlie? At the top
I
of
don't
Candy
know.
Mountain?
I haven't figured out what I'm looking for yet. We need to figure that out.
You need a MacGuffin.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know if that has to be something specific. I was just told that I need to go find a dwarven relic. So
Yeah. There
could
could
be.
be multiple out there.
Right. And I might need to find one to give back to, the wizards at the arcane school. May need to find another to keep for myself in times of need.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Or you just Jenna, isn't there something you can do to like put something on an item and then recall it to yourself?
Probably. There's a ton of stuff that
I think there
there's,
was.
like, some nonsense.
Yeah. So if you like go with him and he gives it to the dwarven people and like, here's your relic, and then she just poof, oh yeah, here you go. Here it is back.
I might need to think about what my true alignment really is.
Yes.
As a character.
Yes. And would your character actually do that to both of them?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't think that Veruca is mean-spirited. So maybe she wouldn't do something like that, but
I think she just likes to have friends.
Naive, I think, could be the problem.
I don't think Norin would do it either. He does
Right.
like his shinies, his sparklies, but I don't think he would necessarily do that.
Right. Try to screw over the superiors that taught him what he knows.
Right. I mean, if there were two in the treasure chest when he finds it, he would absolutely give them one, no problem, because that's
And keep one.
That's what they asked for.
That was the deal.
Yeah.
As Tengu is a thief, but is a minimalist at the same time. Literally.
So he doesn't need all the sparklies and shinies?
Nope, but he'll steal it.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Because then it can get him a bigger knife the next time he goes to town.
Yeah, true.
Aren't the crows the ones that like the sparklies? Or crow? Yeah. Like if he's got any crow in his bloodline, yeah.
That's what the Kenku kind of reminds me of, is just like large crows.
Yeah, they steal. There's a group I used to watch that the Kenku would steal, but then just leave it in this weird, just some pile in the dark, never to see it. It's just a pile in their little like quartered room.
Like a magnet.
Yeah, it's just over there. I'm not touching it. I don't even care. I sleep in garbage, but all the shinies are over there.
That's my shiny pile.
Yeah, I don't even look at it anymore.
So we're saying you guys are trying to find Charlie on Candy Mountain.
I don't know if Kevin would get it, but yes, I think we're trying to find Charlie. He's on a mountain. There may be a Leopleurodon.
Oh my god.
What fond memories.
Yes.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right. Well, before we go, I'll ask if everybody wants to just introduce themselves again. So you can promote yourself again quick, and then we'll sign off. Do we want to start again with Jenna? Do you want to start?
Sure. My name is Jenna. I'm one of the co-founders of Fem Gamer Party. We are another streaming group here on Twitch, and we stream all sorts of things. So just this week, we finished a game of Bloodlines and Black Magic. I have no idea what we're starting next, honestly. But on Sunday, you can catch us for our normal D&D game, where I play a Tomb Raider rogue, a little bit Catwoman, a little bit Indiana Jones. And, we have some fun. I also made some games. So if the idea of Rainbow Mermaid Secret Agents appeal to you, you can find it on my itch page there in the Nightbot link. So that's me.
Kate, who are you?
I'm Cade. Variety streamer on twitch.com, twitch.tv, whatever the official link is. So yeah, Jackbox, marbles, fun times, shenanigans, chaos and confusion. I think that's really what it's about. One of my t-shirts says mischief and mayhem, chaos and confusion. And really, that's what my channel is. It's a lot of fun, and we have a really great, lots of shenanigans and hats, says Amber. Have a lot of great fun together. I've been streaming for next month will be 3 years since I've
Nice.
been an affiliate. So a couple months before that of where I wasn't really streaming. But yeah, so you can find me at twitch.tv/the_cadence on Wednesday evenings, Friday evenings, and Saturday evenings.
Perfect. And JD, who are you?
I'm JD. I'm a Twitch streamer on my own channel on twitch.tv as well. I stream games like Fortnite, Overwatch, and lately Baldur's Gate 3. And it's all about shenanigans for me. Shenanigans and getting rage. A lot of rage at games that I, for some reason, am very bad at, even though I've been playing for like 3 years. And speaking of Twitch affiliate anniversaries, in 2 weeks, it's my 1 year.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, and another one I want to promote too is I know Jenna and Kevin are a big part of is the Random Encounters Guild. They are a big Discord community currently. I know Scott's been talking a few times about starting to stream, but yeah, if you want to learn any TTRPGs, they constantly play every game under the sun there. Usually not a lot of D&D, but just about every indie game. They get a lot of different games there. If you want to look into anything, look into getting them, reach out. I can point you in the right direction. Kevin, when he's here, or Jenna, any of us I know could definitely point you in the right direction to get there. And then for me, myself, my name is Brett. Thank you for tuning in. I go by AWAR on all major socials and everything. And the founder here of 21 Gaming. We usually run an every other Sunday D&D group, and I'm trying to start reaching out or spreading out, play other TTRPGs, and reach out and show different people different systems. So we will be back here next Thursday evening, and there's plenty of other stuff with these three generous, great streaming folks that you can watch until then. And I guess till next Thursday, we will see everybody then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.